School at Mittagong Primary is going to be a little different today because the kids are getting ready to play traditional games.
Welcome to the traditional lands of the Gundungara people. We'll be doing face painting, language. We're going to be doing Indigenous games today.
Armed with witches' hats and tennis balls, Christian Lotta teaches the games our ancestors would have played as children, and these kids can't wait to put on their hunting face.
Today we're going to do some traditional Indigenous games. So the first game we're going to do today is called Gori. Pretty much what this game is about is honing your spear skills, so when we go out hunting, you'll be able to hit those kangaroos in one shot. So what I'm going to do is get the kangaroo, got to line up and yell out ghoul ghoul, which means going, going. So I need everyone to go grab a tennis ball and line up on the witches' hats, please.
So back in traditional times, what would Gori have been used for?
Pretty much it was for the younger children to hone their skills in hunting. They would actually get a big bit of bark and their spears, they'd line up and roll the bark down, and whoever speared the bark won the game. Spread right out.
This is not just school fun and games. These activities teach history and skills that are traditionally enshrined in Aboriginal culture.
Once upon a time, Aboriginal people wouldn't be able to come in here and talk their culture and teach it to the children. You know, once upon a time, they never let us near it, you know?
So everyone ready? There was never any of these programs at school when I was at school. We get to introduce them to just a bit of culture, but it's just very different to them, and they all love it. Okay, go get your ball. Go get your ball.
This Gadjika School program is a local initiative the kids can't get enough of.
It's fun because we get to learn how to spear animals.
Exactly.
Aboriginal people would need to hide from kangaroos and then throw the spear so the kangaroo doesn't know.
Yeah, so they'd have
to time it right.
They'd have to be very clever, wouldn't they?
Christian isn't teaching these games to train a posse of young roo hunters. He believes that a level of sport is central to getting a good education.
Pretty much sport kept me in school. Playing in the teams, the mateship you got in it, and also the fitness. I battled with weight for my whole life, and I know that if I didn't have sport, then I wouldn't have been able to achieve those things because academically I struggled.
Exactly. Well, what happens if you're not fit and you can't catch the kangaroo?
Well, you might starve to death.
You go pretty hungry, huh?
Yeah. If you don't play sport and you try to hunt, you might be too weak to throw the spear and it might just bounce off the animal.
Yeah.
On the field, these traditional games are keeping these kids fit and interested in school and their Aboriginal heritage.
Feels good when you're fit, doesn't it?
Yeah,
You're healthy,
and
doesn't
run
it?
fast.
And in the classroom, Auntie Val completes the cultural lesson.
Now, a real killer boomerang would be more weighted down the end, right? If you actually threw this, it would actually hit an animal at the back of the head and kill it. This is how they gathered their food. They never had shops like you and I, like Woolies and Coles. If we can teach pride in our culture and pride in our students, it's not something to be ashamed of. If we can teach that and keep our kids at school longer to get a good education, you can have the things that everybody else wants.
After finishing school, I realised how good an experience it was, that I wanted to make it even a better experience for future generations. When they grow up, they're obviously going to be a lot healthier and a better person for the community.
You teach your culture and people understand. It breaks down barriers. It builds bridges, you know.